Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. So guys, in today's video we are going to solve TCS previous year practice questions, and these questions are going to be super helpful for you if you are going to appear for your TCS Smart Hiring or TCS Ignite exam. Okay, so make sure that you watch the video till complete end, because there are a lot of practice questions that I have covered in this video with detailed explanations also. So make sure that you watch the video till complete end, and for any question, if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section, and by the end of this video you will find 2 DIY questions. So make sure to attempt those questions, because that will improve your knowledge. DIY as in you need to solve those questions by yourself. So without wasting any time, let's start with today's video. But before that, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, because I regularly upload these kinds of helpful videos for all of you. Also, there is a complete playlist on my channel regarding TCS Smart and Ignite preparation. So make sure to check this playlist too for your preparation journey. Let's start with our first question. Let's look at this question. So in this question, what we need to do is, let's first read the problem statement. The first and the last sentences S1 and S4 of a passage are given, whereas some sentences S2 and S3 are missing. Identify the alternatives that will meaningfully fill in the blanks against S1 and S2 respectively. Basically what we are told is we have 4 sentences S1, S2, S3 and S4, and the positions of S1 and S4 are correct. Now we need to select S2 and S3, right? What will come in S2 and S3, and we are given 4 options. So out of 4 options we have to select which one will come in S2 and then which one will come in S3, and we are given different options. Okay, so first let's read the statements which are already given, and then we will analyze what will come in S2 and S3. A train journey changed Gandhi's life and eventually the course of history. Okay, then we have sentence 2 and sentence 3, and the final sentence is, but I have a first class ticket, Gandhi said. That doesn't matter, replied the conductor, no coloreds. Okay, so let's see. We have these alternatives. First, let's give these alternatives a read, and then we will see what will come in those sentence 2 and sentence 3. Mahatma Gandhi pushed the Brits out of India with some unorthodox methods that we often take for granted. The conductor insisted Gandhi to move to the third class. It was 1893 late at 9 in South Africa that a barrister named M.K. Gandhi was traveling first class when a white passenger entered the compartment, took one look at him and summoned the conductor. Should he retreat to India or remain in South Africa and fight injustices like the one he has just experienced? See, so guys, in first sentence, the correct one that will come will be R. Okay, so here R will come. Why so? Let's read this. See, option R is basically setting the scene. Okay, because when you read statement first, it is saying a train journey changed Gandhi's life and eventually the course of history, right? And then this is setting up the like, what do we say? This is setting up the scene of the paragraph, right? So option R is the correct place in sentence 2, because it is setting the scene by providing essential background details like time and then place and then Gandhi's status, right? So all these things are mentioned there. That is why R will come in the first sentence, and then what will come is in the third sentence will come Q. Okay, so Q, that is the conductor insisted Gandhi to move to the third class. So Q basically is describing the immediate trigger of the dramatic exchange. Basically, see what it is going on is, in R, late night in South Africa, the barrister named M.K. Gandhi was traveling first class when a white passenger entered the compartment, took one look at him and summoned the conductor. See, and where the sentence was ending, like he summoned the conductor. So after the conductor is summoned, what will happen? That should be continued. So this statement is correctly mentioning that. That is why the conductor insisted Gandhi to move to the third class. Okay, so the correct answer that we have got is R and Q. Okay, so which is option number D in our case. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number D. Okay, so let's now move on to the next question. Let's read this question. Again, we are given 4 sentences, and the first and 4th sentences are already given. We need to find what will come in sentence number 2 and sentence number 3, and we have 4 options. Okay, let's first start reading with the sentence 1. Galen of Pergamum was a Greek physician, surgeon and philosopher in the Roman Empire. And the final sentence is, and yet Galen never conducted anything resembling an experiment. Okay, so see, let's first quickly give a read to all the alternatives that we have. His writings were indisputable source of medical authority for more than 1,000 years. It will be feel made with arrogance hubris, and sheer lack of scientific rigor. Doubt is no fearful thing, as we'll soon learn. It is in fact what propels science forward. Considering to be one of the most important accomplished of all medical researcher, Galen influenced the development of various scientific disciplines including anatomy, physiology, pathology, pharmacology and neurology. See actually what will come in sentence number 2 is option number S. Okay, let's see how. Because for that we have to read first statement again. Galen of Pergamum was a Greek physician, surgeon and philosopher in the Roman Empire, considered to be one of the most accomplished of all medical researchers. Galen influenced the development of various scientific disciplines. See, we were talking about Galen, and then the further communication about Galen is only happening, right? That they are still talking about Galen only. So that is the continuation. That is why we have taken S as the sentence number 2. And then what will come in the next sentence is it will be sentence number P. Okay, let's try to read it. So the sentence of Galen was ending here. Okay, that is Galen influenced the development of various scientific disciplines including anatomy, physiology, pathology, pharmacology and neurology. Then we are talking more. Okay, what apart from that he has done. So that is what we are writing. His writings were the indisputable source of medical authority for more than 1000 years, right? So then that's why the correct answer that will come here will be P. And finally, and yet Galen never conducted anything resembling an experiment. So the correct answer will be sequence S and then sequence sentence number P. So what is the option? So option C is the correct answer for this one. Hope you have understood it. And if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Let's now move on to the next question. So we are given this question. Let's read out the question first. Sentences of a paragraph are given below in jumbled order. Arrange the sentences in the correct order to form a meaningful and coherent paragraph. So we are given 4 sentences. We have to rearrange them to make a meaningful paragraph. Let's try to rearrange the sentences. First, we will give the sentences a read and then we will rearrange them. The first sentence is, Raja was a shoeshine boy. Raja was hardworking and wanted to take care of his family. So after school, he would sit near a cinema hall and polish shoes for a living. He lived with his mother and sister in a small juggi. See, so the first thing is we are starting to talk about Raja, right? So first sentence will be Raja A. Okay, that is Raja was a shoeshine boy. Okay, then next sentence that will come will be about where he is living. So he lived with his mother and his sister in a small juggi. Okay, then sentence D will come. Then what will come is sentence B. That is Raja was hardworking and wanted to take care of his family. Okay, so then the next sentence is sentence number B and then C. Okay, see, the last sentence is, so after school he would sit near a cinema hall and polish the shoes for a living. So this is the correct sentence, that is A, D, B and C. The correct answer is option number A. Basically you have to make the arrangement in such a way that this paragraph is meaningful when we read it. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. We have this question. Okay, let's read it. Select the most appropriate option that can substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. So we have a part of the sentence which is underlined and we have to kind of find a one word substitution for this particular part. Okay, let's see the sentence that we have. We live in a society that is not bound or connected to a religion or a religious body. Okay, so we have the different options as orthodox, rudimentary, organic and secular. There are different options and let me tell you the meaning of each. Okay, then it will be easier for you to decide what will come. Okay, because you should know the reason or the meaning for all of this. Okay, so see, orthodox means what? Implies adherence to traditional or established beliefs. Okay, so basically orthodox means it implies adherence to traditional or established beliefs. Okay, whatever the beliefs are there, we have to follow that. So, but see, here it is not about that, right? It is something else, not bound or connected to a religion or religious body. So that is something else. Okay, so rudimentary means what? Rudimentary means basic. We can say basic or primitive. Okay, but again, this is not about like basic or primitive also. Let's see the next one. Organic. Organic typically refers to natural growth or like composition, right? We know that. So this is also not something which is like exactly similar to this. And last one is secular. So secular is exactly correct and the exact meaning of this, because see, secular means what? Secular means non-religious. Okay, non-religious. So non-religious or separate from religional institutions basically. Okay, secular means that. So the correct answer in this case will be secular, because Secular means what? Not bound or connected to a religion or a religious body. Okay. So moving on now. So then in this case, the correct answer is going to be option number D, which is secular. Okay. Hope you have understood the answer. So let's move on to the next question now, guys. So before we move on to the next question, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, because it takes a lot of hard work to create this kind of content for all of you, and that too for free of cost. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, give this video a like so that it reaches out to more students and they can also prepare for it, and it also gives me a motivation to bring more such content for all of you in future. Okay, let's now look at this question. Again, we have the similar kind of question, that is select the most appropriate option to substitute the underlined state segment in the given sentence. We have this sentence. Okay, let's read it out, and this is the underlined segment. Sujata may not be with us in this world anymore. Her mark, however, remains impossible to forget or remove. Okay, so see, again we have different options. Let me tell you quickly the meaning of this. Invincible. Okay, see, invincible means something which is unbeatable or too powerful to be defeated. Okay, so we can say invincible means what? Unbeatable. Okay, but here it is what? Impossible to forget, not impossible to beat. Okay, right? So that is why invincible will not be the correct answer in our case. Let's see fallible. See, fallible means what? Capable of making mistakes. Okay, so capable of making mistakes. Okay, but this is totally not making sense here, right? So this will also not be the correct answer. Next is gullible. Okay, gullible means what? Gullible means what? Gullible means easily, something which can be someone which can be easily tricked. Okay, so again this one is also not the correct option. Yes, indelible is the correct answer. Why so? Because indelible is what? Means it is impossible to forget or remove. The exact meaning of this thing is only indelible. Okay, so I hope you understood it. So the correct answer in this case is option number D. See guys, the main thing is whenever these kinds of questions comes and when you are practicing, it is very important that you try to practice these new words, right? Because you never know, it will come anytime handy in your other questions, right? So try to increase your vocabulary as much as possible. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. Select the most appropriate meaning of the underlined idiom. We have this idiom and we have to tell what is the meaning of it. Let's read the sentence. My brother loves Sundays because on that day he can be a couch potato. Okay, what is the idiom that we have? I would say most of us have already heard about it, right? So you can guess it. I would suggest before directly seeing the answers, guys, please pause for a minute and then think of the solution in your mind. You will easily be able to think. If not, if you are not able to think, then you can proceed with the solution. Let's see the options that we have. A person who eats potato. No, this is not the correct answer. A lazy person. Yes. Couch potato is basically what? Couch potato is someone who is very lazy, right? The idiom couch potato is commonly used to describe someone like who is very lazy, typically like spending long hours sitting on the couch, right, without doing any much activity. So it is like not specifically mean someone like who eats potatoes, sleeps all day, or is simply allowed to use the sofa. Thus the most appropriate meaning is a lazy person, because see, these are what? A person who sleeps every day, whole day, right? That is also not making sense. Is allowed to use sofa. These are like very literal meanings, right? A couch potato. See, this is like related to sofa and couch. So someone who does not know might select this one as the answer. Someone who does not know again the meaning of it might select first one as the answer, because you know potatoes is coming. So you have to understand the meanings of the idioms also, and the very commonly or regularly used idioms. Moving on to the next question now again. So we have this question. Let's see first of all this question. Okay, that is select the most appropriate meaning of the underlined idiom. We have this idiom. Okay, let's try to understand the answer for this one. First, read the statement or the sentence. She was head and shoulders above the others in her dance performance, and the options are much taller than, far superior than, quite odd form, and very jealous of. So see, these all options are very clear to you, right? So I am directly going to tell you the correct answer, that is she was far superior than others in her dance performance. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option number B. Okay, so the option number B is the correct answer, because she was superior or good than others, right? So this is the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question, which is the following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the segment that contains a grammatical error. Let's see the segments that we have. It was said that if you yawned beneath the tree, the prat would jump down your throat and ruin your digestion. Okay, so we have to tell which of the sentence has grammatical error in it. So The options that we have is like, again, the different parts of sentences only are given as the options. The correct answer in this case would be this part, okay, that is the Pratt would jumped down. See guys, if you will read properly, you will get to know, okay, in one go only, that there is some problem related to verb form, okay, that is jumped here. See, it should not be jumped. Let me tell you why. See, in this segment, what is happening? The error is with the verb form jumped, which is following would, because see, it is coming after would, right? So in conditional constructions, what happens is with would, the base form of the word should be used, right? Therefore, this should be the correct sentence, or this part would be the Pratt would jump, okay, the Pratt would jump down. See, because we are using would, right, which means this is not about past tense, so that is why how can we use jumped here, right? So hope you understand it. This is a grammatical error, so that is why the correct answer in this case would be option number C. See, we don't have to tell the correct sentence, we just have to figure out which part has the grammatical error, and then our work is done. Let's look at this question. So we have this question, that is select the most appropriate synonym of the given word. We are given a word, we have to tell the most appropriate synonym or the meaning of this word, okay. The word is comprise, and the options that we have are include, reject, exclude and abandon. So see, in this one, the correct answer is going to be include, okay, because the word comprise means what? To consist of or to include. In other words, when something when something comprises several parts, it includes them as its component. Therefore, include is the most appropriate synonym to this word comprise, okay. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option number A. Moving on to the next question now. So in this question, again, we need to find out the most appropriate synonym of the given word, and the word is knave. And the options that we have are fraud, idealist, selfish and paragon, okay. So the word that is that we have is knave, okay. Let's see what can be the answer for this question. Before that, I'll tell you the meaning of the word knave, okay. What knave means is, see, the word knave refers to a dishonest or uncultured or unscrupulous person, okay. Basically, what does that mean? Person who is dishonest, okay. So knave means what? Dishonest person, you can say, okay. Now with this you will get the hint. Dishonest person is what? Fraud, right? The correct answer in this case would be fraud. So just to give you an idea about the other the meanings of the other words, idealist is what? Idealist is someone who is having high ideals, okay. So this is a positive word basically. Idealist is someone who is having high ideals. And selfish, we all know, someone very concerned with their own interest, okay. And what is paragon? So paragon means a mode of excellence or a model of excellence, basically someone who is a model of excellence, okay. So for that we use the word paragon, but in this case the correct answer was fraud, because the meaning of the word knave is what? A dishonest person. So the correct answer is option number A, which is fraud. Moving on to the next question now. We have this question. The following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the segment that contain grammatical error. Let's read out the sentence. The moon was a good 2 hours higher than when I had last seen. The sky and the night, too rainy, was much light. Okay. So we have to tell which part of the sentence has error. So the correct answer in this case would be was much light. Okay. Let me tell you the reason for it. See, the segment was much light is grammatically incorrect, because in this context the sentence intends to compare the brightness or quality of the night, right? So, and the phrase should either be was much lighter, okay, instead of it should be was much lighter, okay, because what is happening, the comparison is happening, right? So that is why we should say lighter instead of light. So hope you have understood it. Next, the correct answer would be option number option number D, okay, which is was much lighter. Let's move now to the next question. We have this question. The following sentence has been split into 4 segments. Identify the segment that contains a grammatical error. Let's read out the sentence. One Sunday, when the lady has chained him up as usual and was about halfway through the forest, she suddenly thought she hears the cracking of a tree branch. In this case, the correct answer would be this one, because it has grammatical error in it. See, she hears the cracking of a tree branch is the wrong answer, because the error lies in the tense inconsistency with the sentence. Okay, so see, we have the thing that is she suddenly thought, right? So she suddenly thought is in the past tense. Okay, so the subsequent clause also should be in the past tense, but according to this, it is not in the past tense, right? So it should be she heard the crackling, okay, of a tree branch. Basically, hears is a wrong word here, so instead of it should be heard. Okay, and I told you the reason, because see, sometimes, in order to find out the answer, you have to see the preceding sentence also, because this sentence is talking in past tense. So how can we use the word hears, right? It should be heard. She heard the crackling of a tree branch. So in this case, the correct option is option number D. See guys, in question we know that our main aim is to just find the error part only, not the reason for, or what, not the, we don't have to correct them. Okay, but we can only find out which has error once we know what is the error, right? So that is why we are practicing in such way. Moving on to the next set of question. Okay, now we have a question which is related to reading comprehension. Okay, now in this kinds of question, what we usually need to do is we will be given a passage, we have to read it, and then we have to complete the following sentence or the subsequent sentence. I would suggest you that, okay, I will also read by myself, but you also pause the video for a minute, read the entire passage, and then we will take up the questions. Okay, so I am starting to read the passage now. Gregor Mendel was born in a poor farmer's family in Austria in 1822. He was very fond of his studies, but very thought of examinations made him nervous. He did not have money to study at the university, so he thought of becoming a monk in the monastery. He thought from there he would be sent to study further, which he was, but to become a scientist teacher. He had to take an exam. He got so nervous that he kept running away from the exam and keep failing. But he did not stop doing experiments. For 7 years, he did experiments on 28,000 plants in the garden of monastery. He worked hard, collected many observations, and made a new discovery, something the scientists at that time could not even understand. They understood it many years after his death. When other scientists did such experiments and read what Mendel had already written, what did Mendel find in those plants? He found that the pea plant has some traits which come in pairs. Okay, let's now see the next passage. Like this is the same kind of passage, only the next paragraph of that passage. Like the seed is either rough or smooth, it is either yellow or green, and the height of the plant is either tall or short, nothing in between. The next generation, the children of the plant which has either rough or smooth seeds, will also have seeds which are rough or smooth. There is no seed which is mixed, a bit smooth and a bit rough. He found the same with color. Seeds which are either green or yellow give rise to new seeds which are either green or yellow. The next generation does not have seeds with a mixed new color made from both green and yellow. Mendel showed that in the next generation of pea plants, there will be more plants having yellow seeds. He also showed that the next generation will have more plants with smooth seeds. What a discovery. Okay, so now we have read the complete passage. Now guys, in order to save time in this video, I'm not going to again and again read the passage. I'm just going to tell you the answer, but it should be very clear to you that you might need to read the passage twice or thrice or even 4 times also if required, because you see, for every question you might have to go into the passage and read out that which exact part is talking about this question which is being asked. Okay, but here, in order to save time, I'm just telling you the answers in one go. Okay, let's see the question that we have. Question is, which of the following is the most appropriate title of this passage? So see what the passage is talking about. Based on that, we have to suggest a title for this passage. Okay, let's see the options that we have. The color of peace, an amazing discovery, a rare quality, gardening in the monastery. See, so if you guys have also paid it with some attention, you might feel that the correct answer will be option number B. Okay, the correct answer in this case is option B. Let's move on to the next question, which is select the most appropriate antonym of the given word. So we have the given word height, okay, and then we have to tell the antonym of it. The options that we have are length, stature, depth, and figure. So see guys, in this case, even though I would suggest that, I would say that this question is not even related to passage. Even if this is a like separate question that is given to you individually, also you can figure out, right, the correct answer. The correct answer in this case is going to be depth, which is going to be option number C. Moving on to the next questions based on this passage only. Okay, so the question is select the most appropriate synonym of the given word. The given word that we have is traits. The options are actions, qualities, components, and routines. So the correct answer in this case is going to be qualities. Okay, Traits means qualities. That is why we are selecting this word. And just to tell you what other words means, actions means actions implies things that someone does. Okay. And components means what? Components, it refers to the parts of a whole thing, right? And routines means what? Routine pertains to the habitual actions. Okay. So these are very pretty basic words, so you also can like guess the correct answer in that case. Let's see the next question that we have based on the passage. Why did Mendel join a monastery? The options are because he was interested in religion, because he was too nervous to pass the exam, because he wanted to continue his experiments there, because he didn't have money to study further. See, like if you have read the passage, the correct answer is because he did not have money to study further. Okay, it was there in the first paragraph itself on line number 2 or 3 if you have noticed it correctly. The correct answer for this is going to be option number D, which is because he didn't have money to study further, he joined a monastery. Okay, the next question is select the statement which is not correct. Okay, just make sure that you are selecting a statement which is not correct from the passage. Let's read the statements that we have. Mendel conducted experiments for 7 years on 28,000 plants. Okay, Mendel found that every pea has seeds which are either smooth or rough. Mendel found that the seeds of the next generation are in mixed new shades. And the option D is Mendel found that the seeds of the next generation are rough or smooth. So see, if you have also read the passage correctly, we have seen that he already, like he told at many places that the traits of the seeds is going to be either one, okay, either rough or smooth, or one color, okay, either green or yellow. So this option C is a contradictory statement, which is wrong in this case. If you read this again, Mendel found that the seeds of the next generation are in mixed new shades. This is totally wrong. He never said that, right? He told that seeds will have only one color, either green or either yellow. And at one point he also told that there will be more yellow that we will be able to see, okay, in future. But so the correct answer is option C. Basically, he never said that there will be mixed shades, okay. Instead, he said the other thing, that there will be no mixed shades, okay. So the correct answer in this case is option number C. So guys, we have seen enough questions for now, and now I have one DIY question for all of you. So make sure to attend this question. Now what you have to do is, this is your first DIY question. How you will answer it in the comment is, you will write it in this way, first and then second, and then whatever is the option for first and the complete answer. For example, if it is ambiguous, then something like this, and then for the second one also. Guys, since you have watched this video so far, make sure to attend this DIY questions honestly, because you know you are preparing it for yourself. So don't think that others are going to comment down, and so why should I? Okay, so this is your preparation journey and you have to be honest with it. Okay, the first DIY question is, choose the most appropriate word to complete the sentence. We have this sentence that is, the manager's explanation was so dash that everyone understood the complex procedure clearly. And the options that we are given is ambiguous, vague, lucid, obscure. Okay. Now let's move on to the second DIY question. This is DIY question number 2. And the question is, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. And the sentence is, the research team is dash the latest findings from their experiments. The options that we have are looking, reviewing, observing, and completing. Okay, so make sure to comment down your DIY answers. Okay, I will be waiting for your answers, and if you guys have been watched other videos of mine, you must have like noticed that I reply to every comment that I get on my videos. Okay, I try to reply every single comment, so make sure to comment down the DIY answers. Okay. So guys, that's all for today's videos. Hope you found it helpful. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Make sure to join me on Telegram, and you can even follow me on Instagram and ask your queries in the Instagram DM as well. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so that you don't miss any important updates from the channel. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching the video.